If you're ready for a do-it-all vehicle with smooth handling and smart interior styling, look no further than the new 2024 Honda CR-V. Once again named a Car and Driver's 10 Best Trucks and SUV list. Come save on your new CR-V right now at Louisiana's #1 Honda dealer, Team Honda.
That would be concerning and maybe set a precedent moving forward.
If you had plans to be outside, you might hit a couple of these little passing showers.
A drug bust and a few arrests made. Look at what they hauled in here.
Welcome to a Tuesday. It is 7:03 here on April 2nd. We've been celebrating all kinds of things, including the nice weather we've had the last couple of days and Dr. Steve Caparata's birthday. We've been running that joke around here, 39 and fine today. Steve, let's just go with it. Not a joke. It's real. Yeah, celebrated young. You look young, Steve.
39 again and again and again.
Celebrate it because you look it, my friend.
Oh, thank you very much. Appreciate it. It's been a good morning around the area.
Good.
And you know what? We're getting ready for some changes in our weather. Today, we're going to watch out for a little bit of rain later on, potentially, and then some cooler weather moving on in. Right now, we're dry locally, keeping an eye on some storms out to our west, western Louisiana, back in eastern Texas. Those should stay out to our west here through the morning. Here's a live look over downtown. Skyline view brought to you by Our Lady Lake Clouds. But as I said, we are dry. We have seen some fog develop here in the last hour. Gonzales now down to a half-mile visibility. New Iberia to quarter mile. Most of us are doing fine. So just be careful as you hit the roads. Could be a patch or two of fog. Not expect anything major or widespread. Temperatures right now anywhere from the upper 60s to low 70s. Baton Rouge, Gonzales 67. Houma right now checking in at 72. Another breezy and warm day, probably reaching 80 before lunchtime. Highs this afternoon, mid 80s. Could even sneak into the upper 80s in some areas. So the record today in Baton Rouge, 87. I've got us to 86. And just a slim rain chance through mid-afternoon, but late afternoon into the early evening, a few showers and storms possible. Let's take a look at that on our future cast. What you'll see here through the morning, relatively dry. Still at noon, looking at most of the rain showing up out to our west. As we get to 3 o'clock now, starting to see some showers approach from the west, and then late afternoon into the evening, a little broken line of showers and a few storms possible. That continues quickly eastward, and any threat of rain likely gone before midnight to the way it's looking right now. We do still have a 1 out of 5 marginal risk of severe weather posted near north of I-12, a little bit northeast of Baton Rouge, so can't completely rule out an isolated strong storm. It does appear to be a fairly low threat in our part of the world. Much higher severe weather threat. This could be a significant severe weather outbreak today across the Tennessee and Ohio valleys. A 4 out of 5 moderate risk. Places like Louisville, Kentucky, up through Cincinnati, and the Storm Prediction Center not ruling out isolated long track, strong tornadoes. We'll be watching it closely. We had some nasty weather across the plains yesterday and last night. So there you see that storm system that's producing that active weather. It's tracking far enough to the north of us that we just kind of catch the trailing edge, and that's why we just expect scattered showers and a few storms later today. Once we get the front through here tonight, a run of beautiful weather through the second half of the week. Sunshine Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It will be a bit cooler. Highs in the 70s. Lows hit the 40s for a couple of days Thursday and Friday. Mainly dry into the weekend. Isolated showers primarily late Sunday, so I think most of your weekend plans are fine. I do think we'll start to see some rain move in next week. Still some uncertainty on the timing of that. It could start to get a little bit heavy by the mid part next week. Let's keep an eye on it. Monday, of course, is the solar eclipse. Clouds could potentially be an issue. We've got time to watch that, though. All right, 7:06. Let's get an update on your Tuesday morning drive now with John.
Nothing out of the ordinary as far as lane closures or wrecks right now at the moment, but it is definitely busier than yesterday. Live look at I-10, Essen Lane on-ramp going toward the west or going toward downtown, and the same shot, this is going toward the downtown area at the 1012, and right past that, College to Acadian. Acadian to right about the City Park Lakes, a little slow. Bridge traffic is fine this morning. Need to update you on a Blackwater closure. So here's the city. Let's take you up north to the central area. Here's Blackwater Road, and Blackwater cuts off at Comite and continues north. So follow me on Blackwater north of Comite. Going to pass Gurney Road, past Core Lane, and right before you get to Highway 64, they're going to have a full closure of Blackwater Road. and there's Highway 64 coming into view up here. It's going to be right there's your closure today through next Tuesday. Underground drainage repair. Keep your eye on this little closure icon. I'm going to widen the shot out, and you can kind of get a better idea of where it is. 64, Plank Road, 408, Hooper Road, all those are great alternate routes. Liz Coe will update our headlines in just a moment. Thank you for being with us on 9 News Now on the Plus. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. It's 7:08. Keeping our eyes on a number of national headlines, including the latest here in Baltimore, Maryland, where as the workers continue to try to remove some of those big pieces in the crane and get that to that site, well, the focus now, it's turning to the economy. How soon could they get that up and running again? Well, a temporary channel, it's actually open there in the port of Baltimore. That's going to allow for some of the vessels trapped in the collapse there to get out and leave there Monday. Crews are actually working to create that additional channel for the wreckage for deeper draft vessels to make their way through there. Coast Guard working really hard with city and lead officials there to make sure that they can get to that site to get that clear and then to open more channels for commerce to continue. Now, the Joint Command Center says that this is going to open that flow of the commercial traffic, which is going to really help get the economy back going. President Joe Biden, he is set to visit Baltimore on Friday to meet with officials there and to visit the site of that collapse. In the meantime, crews are going to continue removing that debris as they get out to that site. And remember, the 4 victims still trapped under there, they're working to get to them as well. Keeping an eye on other national headlines, FAFSA in the headlines again because there's some more issues that could further delay students from getting the money they need for college here. The Department of Education, they tell us that some colleges received the wrong information from families about their finances. They're blaming inaccurate tax data from the IRS. Now, the problem, it reportedly impacts about 1 million different applicants. Look, we've been talking about FAFSA issues for a while now, and this is getting to that crunch period, right? Students are left in limbo. They're trying to figure out where they can go depending on the amount of aid, the amount of money that they have. A lot of them are still waiting to hear back on the financial aid offers from schools because that all-important deadline of May 1st, that's still there for a lot of schools. As FAFSA kind of rolls out this issue, remember this is a change in that form that they made at the tail end of last year. Well, a lot of colleges and universities have already pushed back that date here. So if you have any questions about your particular application, it's a good idea to do a status check on the FAFSA website, but also have that conversation about the schools that are on that list, and might be important to reach out to FAFSA officials to see where your application might stand in that line and whether you need to update your tax information. Also, let's get you an update here. Crime Stoppers alert that Baton Rouge police need your help identifying this person. They believe that this man actually may be connected to a recent shooting. This happened actually on 17th Street about a week ago. 6:30 there on 153 North 17th Street. Now, we're told a woman was shot in her thigh and left with some serious injuries. This man, well, he may be riding around on a red bicycle. Keep that descriptor in mind here, but if he looks familiar to you, it is a call to Crime Stoppers at 344 STOP. Keep in mind, we've been tracking many shootings between Sunday and Monday. In fact, if you look at this map here, you see a number of different shooting scenes here all around the Baton Rouge area, and you can see there 5 deadly shootings, and BRPD looking for leads on all of them. Right now, we know that from Chief Thomas Morse Jr. that more officers are going to be working working some overtime shifts to help cut down on that violence, but they really need the community to call in with these tips. Remember, you will stay anonymous. You could even be eligible for a cash reward. That number to call is 344-STOP, so hopefully they can move on with some of these investigations and move forward. Also have an update about something happening today in Ascension Parish. If you are looking for a job, maybe you have a previous record. Well, the Ascension Parish Sheriff's Office, they're looking to help you out. If you head on over to the Sheriff's WAG Center in Donaldsonville, they have a second chance employment and expungement event all beginning at 9 a.m. today. They're asking you to bring any documents that may be related to your case, also asking you to come dressed for success because they're going to possibly offer you jobs on the spot. Again, that's happening at 9 a.m. today. If you're looking for that second chance, they'd sure love to help you out. Let's talk about some opportunities for kids to get fed this week. Lots of kids on spring break for this week, and we know with the school system, a lot of kids rely on school for breakfast and lunch because of the federal program. So a local church, they're stepping in to make sure students are fed this week while school is out. You can see the menu, free lunch for kids. They're going to be serving hot meals all throughout this week until Friday. So this is actually at Owens Grocery on Ballast Drive, not far from the College Drive Walmart. So if you are interested in making sure that your child gets a warm meal this week, we'll stop on there. They're going to start serving warm meals at 11 o'clock and wrap up at about 2 o'clock. They'd love to make sure that your kids are taken care of. I know it sucks. It hurts to talk about today, but LSU Lady Tigers wrapping up an incredible series here last night on the court in Albany, New York, facing the Iowa Hawkeyes, where they just didn't have the gas that it took to win a national championship. So Iowa moves on, but look, they really struggled in that third quarter. The third quarter, and look, Iowa took advantage of that. That fourth quarter, rough to watch, especially as we saw all those three-pointers from Caitlin Clark, especially when you talk about Angel Reese, who was injured. It didn't look like it was promising. You had trouble organizing the plays and getting them together at the end. They made a comeback a little bit, a 6-point comeback. So they trailed by 6 points at one point in that fourth quarter, but they just didn't have enough there. Iowa wins it. They move on to the Final Four, and they play this Friday, UConn, and then, of course, whoever wins that game, they're going to go on to face the winner of the other match and then play on Sunday. But still worth mentioning, Johnny, you led early with this charge and said we're still proud.
No hating on Angel. We, for a long time, weren't even in the national spotlight. National champions last year. Elite Eight this year. That ain't bad.
No,
not at all. And look, Iowa just looked like the better team last night.
Yeah.
Caitlin Clark, an all-time great. And the shots she was hitting, just unreal.
Yeah, it'd be cool to see them advance and see how they do against UConn on Friday. We're keeping your eyes on all of it for you, including that and more. Stay with us. We'll be back in 10 minutes.
If you're looking for the perfect companion for family fun and adventure, or wanting to find adventure beyond the ordinary, experience all that the Toyota Tundra has to offer. Save on your new Tundra right now at Team Toyota, I-12 at O'Neill.